Ladies, I'm going to say something a little bit bold, but stay with me. Have you ever caught a whiff of yourself in passing? Maybe bending down to tie your shoe or fluffing a cushion, and thought, wait, was that me? Not bad exactly, just off. Like you've been living inside a lemon-scented cloud that went a bit sour? Now, I bathe daily. I use good deodorant. I spray my sofa with lavender mist like it's a spa commercial. And still, I noticed something had shifted. It all came to a head one afternoon when my daughter dropped by for tea. She hugged me like usual, then gave a polite sniff in the air and said, "Mom, what is that smell? Did you clean something?" And not in a, "Wow, your house smells amazing" kind of way. It was more like when a toddler smells something weird and asks if the dog did it. At first, I brushed it off. But later that evening, sitting alone in my armchair with my favorite cardigan pulled tight and a chamomile in hand, I leaned in and realized something didn't smell quite like me. It was a mix of synthetic flowers, lemon cleaner, and plastic. That was the moment I said, right, we need answers. So, I did what any sensible woman over 60 would do. I asked my doctor. Lovely woman, always tells me the truth, even when I don't want to hear it. I told her everything. What I'd been using to clean the house, how I wash my clothes, and how I've started to feel like I'm walking around in someone else's scent. She nodded and said, "You're not imagining it. In fact, I've had quite a few older patients say the same thing. You're clean, but your scent has changed, and it's often because of products you've been using for years." I was floored. Wait, are you telling me my cleaning supplies are making me smell funny? Yes, she said. And not just funny, unnatural. Especially some of the ones that seem like they're helping the most. And let me tell you, when she named the 3 biggest offenders, I nearly dropped my handbag. Not bleach, not ammonia, but the gentle scented everyday products I thought were keeping me and my home fresh. So I did a little digging, and now I'm here to spill the suds, darling. Because if these products are clinging to my skin, my clothes, and my air, they're probably doing the same to you. And they're not doing our natural scent any favors. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the 3 surprising cleaning products that might be messing with your personal scent. We're talking about the ones that coat your fabrics, linger in your air, and sneak into your skin oils without you even noticing. The ones that promise fresh linen, but deliver plastic rose garden in a heat wave. We'll talk about the sweet-smelling fabric softener that's actually souring your signature scent. The kitchen spray that's leaving more behind than just shine. The scented trash bags and air fresheners turning your home into a chemical cloud. And I'll tell you what I swapped them for. Simple things that make a world of difference. So grab yourself a cup of tea, maybe a biscuit or 2. And let's dig into what your doctor probably didn't warn you about. Because we deserve to age, gracefully and smell like ourselves. Warm, clean, human, not like a cleaning aisle in a wind tunnel. Trust me, by the time we get to number 3, you'll be looking at your shopping list very differently. Let's dive in, starting with the one that shocked me the most. Let me tell you about the first product that made my jaw hit the floor. Fabric softener. Now listen, I grew up on fabric softener. My mom used it. I used it. My washing machine practically hums a lullaby every time I pour it in. I mean, who doesn't want their towels to smell like a meadow or a newborn baby wrapped in a lilac bush? But here's the part no one tells you. That fresh smell isn't actually freshness. It's fragrance, and not the kind you'd spritz on your neck. These are industrial-grade scent chemicals that stick to your fabrics like cling film. To a hot plate. Let me back up. After that awkward moment with my daughter, I started paying closer attention. I took a blouse out of the wardrobe, freshly washed, soft, folded neatly, and gave it a good sniff. It didn't smell like me. It smelled like... A candle shop exploded, so I did what I always do when something baffles me. I asked Google, and what I found was staggering. Most commercial fabric softeners are packed with quaternary ammonium compounds, synthetic fragrances, and preservatives that don't just rinse off. They cling to your clothes, which means they cling to you. Here's the kicker. As we get older, our skin changes. It becomes thinner, drier, and more absorbent. So when those chemicals land on our blouses, pillowcases, or even underwear, they end up right on our skin, where they can mix with natural oils and sweat in ways you wouldn't believe. The result? A scent that's part you, part chemicals, and not particularly flattering. My doctor called it olfactory camouflage. I call it a floral lie. And here's something else. Those softeners can actually trap bacteria in the fibers of your clothes. So while everything smells like summer rain, underneath it might be holding on to a bit of Tuesday's body heat. Not a good combo. I decided to do a little experiment. I washed all my bedding and clothes without softener for 1 week. Just a fragrance-free detergent and a little white vinegar in the rinse cycle. I was worried everything would feel stiff like hotel napkins. But you know what? It didn't. My sheets felt clean. My jumpers didn't smell like a synthetic orchard. They smelled like laundry should. Neutral, fresh, and most importantly, like me. And guess who noticed? My granddaughter. Again. She gave me a big cuddle one Sunday morning and said, "Grandma, you smell nice." Just like that. No nose wrinkle, no polite sniff, just nice. That's when it clicked. This isn't about skipping products. It's about being mindful of what we layer onto ourselves. Our natural scent is part of who we are. It's memory, comfort, identity. And we shouldn't have to fight to keep it from being drowned out by whatever chemical cocktail is trending in the laundry aisle. So here's what I use now. A fragrance-free, plant-based detergent. Check the label. Some sneak scents in under natural oils. A cup of white vinegar in the rinse cycle. Don't worry, the smell disappears. Wool dryer balls if I want a little softness. Bonus, they cut down drying time. And let me tell you, I've never felt more like myself. I don't walk around in a cloud of spring blossoms fantasy sweat 12. I just smell like me. Clean, warm, familiar. Like a hug. And darling, that's what your scent should be. A hug, not an advertisement. Next, we're heading to the heart of the home, the kitchen, where another sneaky product has been silently creeping into your pores. And it's probably sitting under your sink right now. Now let's head into the kitchen, our sacred space, our sanctuary. Whether you're still whipping up 3-course Sunday dinners or just popping a ready meal into the microwave, chances are you've got one of these under the sink right now. All-purpose, cleaner. And I'll be honest, I loved mine. For years, I thought the smell of a clean kitchen was supposed to burn your nose just a little. You know the one. Sharp lemon, fake pine, or that overpowering chemical freshness that makes your eyes sting if you spray too much. But here's what I learned the hard way. All-purpose cleaners aren't just cleaning your counters. They're sticking to your skin, your clothes, and even your hair. Let me explain. A few months back, I had my weekly girls' lunch at my place. Finger sandwiches, fruit, nothing fancy. I gave the kitchen a good scrub the night before. Clean counters, polished fridge, even shined the toaster. The place looked spotless, but as I was setting the table, my friend Margaret arrived early. She gave me a hug, paused, then said, "You smell lemony." Now, Margaret's not the type to hand out perfume compliments, so I raised an eyebrow. She sniffed again and added, "No, not lemony. More like floor cleaner." I laughed it off, but later that night I couldn't stop thinking about it. I picked up the bottle of my beloved spray and read the label. Words like volatile organic, compounds, formaldehyde releases, fragrance, and irritant. I felt like I'd just read the ingredients for a science fair volcano, so I did a little test. For 1 week, I used only natural vinegar spray. Just vinegar, water, and a few drops of tea tree oil. Nothing fancy. And here's what happened. No headaches after cleaning. My house still smelled fresh, but in a real gentle way. I stopped carrying that faint artificial scent on my clothes. You see, these cleaners are designed to cling. The chemicals in them leave behind a film, and that film doesn't just stay on your counters. It wafts into the air, lands on your hands, and hitchhikes onto your sleeves and neckline. As women, especially as we age, our skin becomes more porous. That means it absorbs more of what we touch and breathe. So every time we spritz that fresh, lemon, or mountain rain cleaner, we're giving ourselves an invisible misting of chemical perfume. It builds up, week after week, month after month. Suddenly you're not smelling like you. You're smelling like aisle 7 at the supermarket, and not in a good way. Worse still, if you're someone who leans in for a hug or who spends time cuddling grandbabies, those little noses pick up everything. And I don't know about you, but I'd rather be remembered for my oatmeal cookies or my favorite lavender hand cream, not something that sounds like a laboratory experiment. So here's what I keep in my cleaning caddy now. A simple glass spray, bottle with equal parts vinegar and water. A few drops of essential oil. Lavender or tea tree are both gentle and antibacterial. A microfiber cloth that works wonders with just warm water. And a note to myself taped inside the cupboard. Clean doesn't have to sting. And get this. After switching, I had 2 visitors in the same week say, "Your home smells so nice." Not cleaner nice, not disinfectant nice, just nice, light, warm, lived in. Because here's what I've come to believe. Your home should smell like you live there, not like a mop bucket at closing time. So the next time you're tempted to reach for that neon bottle with the lemon lightning bolt on it, pause and ask yourself, do I want to smell like this? Or do I want to smell like me? Next up, there's one more product that's hiding in plain sight. And if you've ever sprayed it on your sofa or into the air before company comes over, you're definitely going to want to stick around. All right, we've tackled the fabric softeners, and we've called out the all-purpose cleaners. But let's talk about something that almost every home has. Air fresheners. Now, don't get me wrong. I've used them. I'm guilty of spritzing my living room with something that promised to capture the essence of a spring breeze. Who wouldn't want that, right? It's tempting to just spray away the evidence of last night's dinner and make the house smell like flowers on a sunny day. But here's the thing. Air fresheners are nothing but a mask. They hide the true scent of your home, your body, and your natural environment. And worse still, they're full of the same chemicals we've been avoiding in the last 2 sections. Here's the kicker. Air fresheners don't just stay in the air. They settle on everything. Furniture, countertops, your clothes. And you guessed it, they get on you. A few months ago, I sprayed a bit of air freshener just before company came over. It was a sweet floral scent, nothing too overpowering, or so I thought. But after everyone left, I noticed something odd. The house smelled fresh, yes, but I didn't smell fresh. I smelled like the air freshener, not me, but this artificial, overly sweet, sugary scent that didn't feel like home. I started researching, and guess what I found? The very thing I thought was keeping my house smelling like a garden party was actually hiding the true, natural scent of my home. And even worse, it was affecting my skin and my clothes. Most air fresheners, especially the ones in sprays or plug-ins, contain phthalates and other endocrine-disrupting chemicals. They don't just mask odors. They overload your olfactory senses with synthetic fragrance, which can mix with your natural body scent in unpredictable ways. And trust me, overloading your senses with these artificial scents can lead to headaches, nausea, or even respiratory issues. I was in denial for a while, but as I cut back, I noticed something. I felt lighter. No more heavy chemical-laden air when I took a breath. My home finally smelled like home again. Here's what I've switched. 2 essential oil diffusers. Simple, natural, and you get to control the intensity. I prefer lavender, eucalyptus, and orange oils. Not only do they smell great, but they also have calming properties that help me unwind after a long day. Homemade air freshener. A little DIY magic. Mix water with a bit of vodka. Helps the scent last longer. And a few drops of your favorite essential oil. Shake it up and spritz away. Open windows. Old-fashioned, I know. But nothing beats letting in fresh air. I'm a firm believer that the best air freshener is a breath of nature, especially in the morning. And my absolute favorite trick, a couple of sachets of dried lavender tucked in drawers or placed in between cushions. Not only does it keep things smelling fresh, but it's also a beautiful, natural touch. Ever since I made the switch, I've noticed a huge difference. When people walk into my home now, they don't smell artificial freshness. They smell me. They smell my clean towels, my favorite quilt, the lingering hint of tea from the kitchen. It's real, it's comforting, and it's natural. And trust me, it's way better than walking into a room that smells like a can of fresh linen exploded. So here's the takeaway. Don't let these products strip you of your natural scent. Your smell is unique to you. It's who you are. And let's be honest, nothing is more beautiful than someone who smells like themselves. If you've made it this far, you're officially in the club. The club of women who know that the secret to a timeless, confident fragrance isn't hidden in the cleaning aisle. It's in our own natural scents. So, the next time you reach for a bottle of fabric softener, an all-purpose cleaner, or an air freshener, ask yourself, what do I want to smell like? Fresh laundry, a clean kitchen, or just me? Because I'm here to tell you that you don't need a bottle of chemicals to smell your best. You just need to remember to embrace what's already yours. Stay fresh, stay radiant, and remember, you're aging like fine wine, not synthetic fragrance. And if you like these tips, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Because, darling, we are all too classy to be musty.